Alright. Let's do this. Let's do this. Usually I have it at 101. Usually like 99 to 101.
Welcome then, as we take a step back into the nostalgic golden days of motorsport. Spa is unashamedly a throwback, and all the better for it. Climbs, drops, sharp turns, chicanes, sweeping high-speed corners, all while taking in some of the most beautiful scenery that Europe has to offer. This off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks like and striding it.
We're still in with a chance of winning this title. We need you to push as hard as you can in the 5 remaining races.
2.8. I did not see that. I don't care if I have to take more fuel. It's worth it because I don't know what's gonna happen.
The energy store's depleting, reducing our overall capacity. The more charge you hold, the faster that capacity will drop.
That is exactly what should have happened, although he's gonna slow down. No, he's not. Like, I should be behind these guys, but I'm obviously not. Probably should have given more space, but what are you gonna do? Should be able to easily get past me and overtake the areas. I'm probably getting a lot more fuel than them as well. Cause I just go full throttle the whole time.
DRS is being enabled this lap. We can use DRS.
Just realized I should probably move this. Back over here. So that
when you're within 1 second of the car ahead and in the DRS zone.
so I can at least see. Yep, I freaking knew it. I freaking knew it, dude. First of all, that is super annoying. But this is way too high. I think everyone will do just fine. There we go. That's much better. Whoop. Yeah, see, even now I can't even... Too deep. Oh, crap. It's okay. don't think I'm... Okay, I'm like really slow right now. There's pretty much no excuse for them to not be able to pass me. I don't want to be leading this race because my car's not fast enough.
Verstappen's just put up the fastest lap of the race so far.
Yep, I got that. I'm actually going to turn down this even more because I can. I don't think it's that serious. This should really have better integration because my monitors are tweaking on OBS, but oh well. A little deep again. I don't know what to do. Last time I got really fast in qualifying, I turned up to 103 and got absolutely smoked. So I turned up to 104 thinking that I'd be kind of shooting for the moon, but I don't know what's happening. But the AI, maybe they're really just not that good at this track. And I feel confident. This car just feels heavy. We got 1.5 extra laps of fuel, which is not great, but I'd much rather lose a spot and not have to go into low fuel mode than whatever.
So we're leading our teammate by 3.7 seconds.
Verstappen, why would you do that? Why would you do that? You're a 4-time world champion. You should not be trying to overtake me on Eau Rouge. Oh my gosh. Also, the race engineer in this game is not very smart. Lap times are erratic. Let's shoot for 5 seconds slower than my best lap time. What are you on, man? I have a feeling I'm putting a lot of wear on my tires right now. Also, I've been trying to figure out the best AI difficulty setting for this game so that I can qualify and race at the same level. Because if I put it up too high, I qualify like P19. But if I do, you know, so it's a hard balance. But in trying to do that, I have subsequently ended myself at number 2 in the championship when I have no business being number 2 in the championship. And now my rival is Verstappen, which it should not be. Not ideal. gosh. How have they not overtaken me yet? I mean, this is pathetic. I pride myself on being a good defender, but I'm really like trying to be really honest with them right now. Whoop. Hello. Come on, bud.
Experience some understeer now that you're in the wake of the car ahead. Try to get past as soon as possible.
Okay, respectfully, Charles. You were doing a terrible job, man. Terrible job. You do not deserve to have any of those positions. Not sure what you're doing, but that is not a way to run a race. I also kind of just gave him those positions. I just turned on my ERS completely off. So no extra horsepower from the battery, because they are they should be able to beat me. So I also just don't want to be second in the championship anymore. I feel like I'm cheating a little bit, which I'm really not trying to. But like, my car is number 4 right now, I think. So we made our ranks in the R&D areas, because any player can do better than the AI in that way. So we're faster than the Astons and the Mercedes drivers. Oh yeah, my tires are falling off. Which is good. But technically we're still slower than the Ferraris. And obviously both the McLaren and the Red Bull. So yeah. Funny thing is Verstappen and Piastri are both in front of me. It also happens to be who's kind of fighting for the championship right now. Even though technically this is an old game, although 25 hasn't been released yet. But we still, yeah, see, so they're caught back up, which means they're probably just really not smart. And I'm actively losing time to the cars in front, so they're probably, this is probably what all the Redditors were saying, how the AI just special needs in this game. Okay, buddy. Charles, what are you doing? Literally, what are you doing? In no way was I... You can even replay this. We're gonna replay this. In no way was my car... In no way was I gonna go to the left. I was literally headed to the left side of the corner the entire time. And yet, you decide... You know what, let me just go to the left. Brother. Alright, we're gonna use a flashback here. Because clearly he really wants to go to the inside of me. Okay, we kind of went... Okay, we're going to use another flashback here. One I'm not proud of, but that's what happens sometimes. Okay, we're going to brake early this time. Okay, he wants to take the apex apparently. When he's on the outside of the corner, not really sure why. The audacity of this man. We're not lifting at all through there, even though it's yellow and... Yeah. Also, I have no...
Good job, nice overtake.
Oh, went deeper there. So what that just was is called DRS, which basically means that the rear wing flips open, creating a lot less drag, so you can go faster in a straight line. But when you hit the brakes, it shuts, so that you get the downforce back for the corners. And my hot lap's been on pretty much the entire race so far, so I did not use any extra battery than I have, and we just flew right past him. So
Okay, be aware, the grip levels are going to start falling away soon.
yep. Right, I turned this race from medium to long because, especially on my new sim, I've been really enjoying the longer races.
Let's use overtake and burn off some of this energy.
No, I don't want to use overtake because I'm trying to get past in a legitimate way by
Nice
the people
work.
behind me.
Really good job on hitting that target, mate. Okay, gap to the car ahead, 2.3 seconds.
Okay, I literally don't have any choice here. Oh, a little bit. Since I play this game almost completely for fun, I don't have any strict track limits. Oh my god. I don't have any strict... Oh my... Look, clear. I don't know if it's him or me.
Try to keep focus.
I don't know if that's me not seeing the proximity arrows or what, but that was not ideal. But he'll be able to keep that position now. Gosh, I am not doing my tires any good. Oh yeah. They're cooked. We're pitting the next lap though. So I don't have strict track limits on, and I also don't have okay, Yuki's pitting before me, my teammate.
In this lap, push now.
I really should have listened to my team when they told me to that I didn't need extra fuel.
Okay, mate.
But hey.
Go ahead. We don't want to let this hold us up too long, so do your best to get past and get on with the race.
Okay. So that was a classic example of not being able to do two things at once. Because I was trying to figure out what ERS mode I was in so that I could prepare myself to try and overtake Charles before the lap ended. However, while doing that, I missed my braking point and rammed into the back of him. So, moral of the story is, unless you can do that, do two things at once. Don't do two things at once. Especially when you're within 3/10 and you're basically reading his registration expiration date if this was a normal road car. Because I can actually flip between the different battery output modes, but gosh, my tires are so done.
Remember, box this lap. Keep an eye on your distance to the speed limit line as you approach and make sure you don't speed.
What that slide was is a classic example of so it didn't quite happen. What that slide was is a classic example of adding horsepower to the car, aka the battery, and having zero grip on the rear tires, causing them to slide out. Oh, mate. Well, we just lost two. Okay, wait, let's pause this. Go to the race director. So, we just lost two places. No, we just lost one place. We lost one place to Lewis Hamilton because we were right behind Charles, and because we were in the pits for just 2 extra seconds. If you saw that, I hit the optimum, which means it should have happened in 2.4, but it happened in 4.4, so 2 extra seconds equals the 2 extra seconds that it took. Yep, see, look at that. Lewis Hamilton, 2.4 seconds, which means he came out right before us, which is exactly what just happened, which means major bummer for us. So that sucks, but it's okay because, oh, it looks like Yuki just got the undercut on us as well, so he's also ahead of us, which means technically we are, let's look actually real quick, real fast. So technically we are net position 12, 11, 10, 9, 8. We are net 8, net P8. So we just lost 1, 2, 3, 4. We just lost 4 positions because of an undercut and because of a pit stop. So fun times out here in Germany. Holy crap. That was not what I wanted to happen, but now we are past our teammate because they slowed way down on the exit of that turn. In a perfect world, every team would be exactly behind each other based on the performances of their car, but obviously that doesn't happen because, you know, we're humans. And sometimes we perform extraordinary, and sometimes we perform terribly. So, you really don't know what's going to happen. Yuki is losing a lot of ground because he's... So, he got the undercut... Oh, hold on. I'm going to be able to pass Hamilton here. So I got him because I had better traction out of that corner. And I had my DRS. And I had the battery. So it's like 3/1. He has DRS now though. So I'm going to move to this side. He's not going to be smart enough to do that. I get out of the way because if I'm in front of him and he has DRS, then the air actually pulls him in to me. And obviously I don't want to do that because it gives him an advantage. So you try and swerve out of the way of those type of things. It looks like right now I'm just legitimately have more pace. So obviously being faster helps. Some of these guys went onto the hard tire, which is not going to be as fast now. Obviously it degrades slower, so in the end of the race they'll be faster than us, but right now we have the softer compound, so they'll be slower. But I was talking about the undercut, which basically means that my lap 10, which was when I was supposed to pit, which is the time that Yuki got his pit stop, my outer lap, or my in lap, was slower than his outer lap, which means he came out actually ahead of us, which is totally realistic. This is not ideal. Oh, we got DRS though. Oh, that is super clutch.
Okay, mate, we want to make sure we're saving some ERS, so let's try and charge it up now.
So because they're battling, so I have a brake bias on my thumb, which basically means I can change the brake bias literally any second that I want. However, the way that I have my car configured, I don't really need to mess with it, so I actually have it configured to my battery deployment, which means I can harvest when I brake and push it out or power my car up when I am in the straights. So I have it on medium right now to harvest battery, and then I'm going to put it on hot lap, which means it charges it more. So we got a wicked fast. Purple means probably the fastest out of anyone thus far in the race. We're going to put it on none so that we can harvest a lot as we brake a little early so that we don't ram in the back of Carlos Sainz. And then we do have and then again so you can harvest a little bit, you know, it's probably like a couple percentages, but that adds up over a lot. And then I overtake, you can see just how much faster I'm going than him. And then get early on the brakes because I'm already well ahead of him. And now we're actually deploying no batteries just so that we can harvest more.
Nice move. Keep going.
Because he really can't overtake in this section. It would be really unsafe to do so. And then we'll put it back to hot lap, which means maximum battery. And now we're back and forth, which is really important because so that was a classic example of me looking at the number that's on my left and not paying attention to my driving. I'm so focused on my current charge that I didn't actually turn in enough. Because lack 99% of my multitask abilities. But hey, if you know that's your failing suit, then just gotta be careful.
Okay, Leclerc's just set the fastest lap of the race so far.
Makes sense. The problem now is that the two guys in front of us are so fast that we're not going to get any DRS, which means Sainz will... I'm actually going to turn this off too. Sainz is going to have DRS, which means he's going to reel this in like we did to the last 4 people that we just overtook. Oh my gosh. Next time I know that...
Nice work. Really good job with that target, mate.
Now I know. Next time I do a setup for this racetrack, I need to put my ground clearance a little higher so that I'm not skirting over that curb every other lap. We got about, what, 7 laps left, which is good. We're in a really good position. If the race ended right now, I'd be thrilled at what position I'm in. Yeah, it's just hard to kind of adjust, because you really just never know what's gonna happen. And he's 0.7 behind us, so
0.2 seconds.
So right now I'm kind of in a position where I'm totally okay with Sainz finishing ahead of me in this race. And I know that Russell is still 1.1, so even if Sainz overtook me, he would still be out of DRS range. Which theoretically we should be faster than him, which is why I would like to beat him, because I have no excuse not to. Let's see. Our teammate is... Teammate's 9th, so he's ahead of the Red Bull, which is good. He's ahead of the Aston Martin, which is good. He's behind the Mercedes, which technically he should be in front of them. But Lando is also behind the Mercedes, which tells me that maybe the Mercedes have more pace than I originally thought. Because Piastri in his teammate and the McLaren car in general is the second fastest at the moment, which tells me that maybe the reason why Piastri is still in 3rd is because they don't have as much pace here, and the Ferraris have a lot of pace. And all that's saying is that we're doing really good because we're ahead of all of them. So basically, all that basically is, in conclusion, we're fast, which is really nice to know. Always. You don't ever want to know that you're too slow for a racetrack like I felt in Miami when I got like P7 or P9 or something. Might have even been P11. But yeah, not ideal. That was not ideal either. So you see I have what they call the dynamic race line on, which basically tells you the ideal race line to follow along with when you should start braking. I don't really follow the racing line because it's not that serious, but I do pay attention to it when it comes to my braking points. But if you could see my telemetry data, which you can't, but if you could, you would also see that when the red and yellow starts popping up is also not when I actually brake, because that is not the fastest way to do it. I just use it as a reference. So I'm often braking a lot later, and you'll see down here that When I go up with this is called a rouge, the entire thing is yellow and red. I don't actually lift at all.
At least another 10 minutes until this rain evens out. Stay alert out there.
If we get a rainy end to the race, I'm gonna be so hyped. That just adds so much more fun and variability to the race. It does rain a lot here. This race is very much like Canada, where the chance of having a full wet race is kind of like it's like a 50% chance, which is really good. Not really good, really high. So, oh wow. Okay, so that slide just tells me that my back tires are currently, oh no, okay, I was gonna say my back tires are cooked, but that just tells me that those rain droplets means that there's less traction, and that we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Oh, press the wrong button. Whoops. So there's less grip. Oh, yep, see, less grip. Less grip. And you can see that stutter in my yeah, no, I don't think it's intermediates yet, but it'll be soon. So a lot of that stutter is because I haven't really cared to learn how to drive this car without traction control, so I actually have traction control on so I don't spin out immediately. It's kind of wild.
Please repeat, you're breaking up. Confirmed, we'll receive you at the end of this lap. The stewards have now disabled DRS. DRS is now disabled.
So they just disabled DRS because it's wet enough to where they don't deem it safe to allow cars to go faster. So I'm going to completely turn off. Oh, this is fantastic. I think everyone's going to pit. If they don't, they're probably just going to risk. Yeah, it looks like a lot of people did not pit. It looks like everyone did not pit. So we're going to see what happens here. This could go either really, really bad for us or really, really good. I've had the situation where it's so late in the race that they just send it. So we could very easily, basically what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to push and go as fast as I can, like my life depends on it, and just hope that I can catch everyone on slow tires, which I should be able to. So let's go hammer down. We should be able to catch everyone. You can see the rain coming off our tires. Everyone's going to be skating around like Disney on ice, and we will not be as much. Obviously our tires are still kind of cold. But like you can see, Gasly is just he is basically a sitting duck for us, so we're gonna move on by him because we have way more traction than he does.
Nice work, mate. That brings you up
So we're just gonna, like I said, push really hard. You can kind of hear the brakes squealing like I'm locking them up. So just try and do our absolute best to drive as smoothly and as quickly as possible. What could also be happening is that we just did this too early. So the guys that are in the pits right now could very easily come out in front of us, making this not as good of an idea. Or we could also come out on top right now. Looks like
You're running low on ERS. Reminder that you can play around with ERS modes in the MFD or lift sometimes and ease onto the brake pedal for some manual recharge.
yeah. So it looks like because of our gamble, we are now P3 because their lap was slower than ours by a lot.
Okay, no issues with
No DRS, which means that they can't get pulled in. This is absolutely fantastic. We did a great job with the strategy here. The guys in front of us still on slick tires, and these intermediates are still slick, but they have some grooves in them so that they can kind of shed the water out. Verstappen is going to be closing in on me because he's the goat in the rain and I am not. So rightfully he will be absolutely pressing me. I'm going to save my ERS for the straights because the last thing I need is more power under my rear wheels. These cars are rear-wheel drive, so the front tires just turn them, nothing else. I'm assuming they're going to pit now. If they didn't, that would be absolutely insane. Oh my gosh. Okay, they did pit. That's good. That's going to go horribly for them. Oh my gosh, they did not pit. What? Okay, so this is exactly what I was saying earlier. Sometimes the drivers in front think that they'll have enough time for us not to catch them. In this case, that is absolutely not true because we still have 2 laps left. And we're already within, I can see them, which tells me that the likelihood of me catching them is a lot. Verstappen will probably pass me. I'm actually going to let him pass me here. Actually, maybe I won't. If he gives me enough space, which he does. You know, we are going to allow him to pass us because he is quicker, and I also just want to get on the brakes earlier anyways. The person behind me is 2 seconds. Not worried about that. Max, let's go. Get on the overtake button, buddy. Max, what are you doing? What the hell? That is not what you're supposed to do, bud. I don't know what that was. Dude, literally, you have to go. Like, Max, you have to overtake him. I don't know what you're doing, dude. Verstappen might be an idiot. His racecraft should definitely decrease. I don't know what that was. So because of the rain, and good strategy, we are now leading this race. If this rain never came, we would be probably P4, P5, maybe even P6, but now we are P1. And I have enough DRS to where, okay, Verstappen's like really on me right now. Dude, what are you doing? What are you doing, man? Why would you try and overtake an Eau Rouge? That is a terrible idea. I really hope Sonoda is also having as good of a... Because we both pitted, I think at the same time, but there was obviously a gap. Oh my goodness. So... Drifting is not faster in this case. Wow, this has been a really great race. Can't even lie. This has been fantastic. I'm gonna actually use all my battery right here, just so that there's a way less chance of him overtaking me. Because if he can't overtake me now, I don't see him being able to overtake us on this little tiny straight. And that's us winning the Belgian Grand Prix. That was amazing. Wow.
Oh, superb driving. That's
Wow.
well done.
And that is how random midfield drivers... Look at that. Boom. Our teammates driver of the day. That's how random midfield drivers win races. Because stuff like that happens.
And that's 2 wins in a row now, of course, Crofty. And it marks the
Wow.
fluke. So, you know, their head's in the right space. What more can we see? And it's
Wow. So we've got... Let's see what we've got here. We've got us going from... Well, technically we went from P1 to P1. But I don't really count that because we should have been like P6 in this race. You see Yuki going from 11th to 5th, which is insane. But you can also see the fact that Charles Leclerc and Oscar Piastri, who, if you look at the race director, chose not to pit. They did not pit at all. You can see over here, lap 18, Lewis and Sergio and me and Yuki pit for inters on lap 18, along with a lot of other drivers. Max went late because his teammate went in first and they did not double stack like we did. But yeah, I mean, shout out to the RB pit garage, because me and Yuki both went 2.3, which as you can see is faster than pretty much everyone. Max had a 6-second pit stop, which is insane. Alex with a 4.5, 2.8's above there, 5.2. So you can see that you only Lando pitted, which means if we go back, they never pit. These guys never pit once, which means they went from 1st and 2nd to 9th and 10th. Pretty bad gamble on their part. But that's also how we went from being, I think it was like P6 to being P1. So that's pretty crazy, especially because we had so much fuel left. Normally drivers will underfuel their cars and try and save fuel during the race almost, because the lighter you are, the faster you are. And let me tell you, the first stint we were slow because we had too much fuel, and I made a bad call in the beginning of the race, but luckily I made it up for a great call in the middle of the race. And I said me because if you watched my on my MFT or my dashboard, you could see that I was the one that asked to get pit, because I knew that as soon as I started sliding, it was time for inters. So we pitted early, we were rewarded for such. So who gained the most? Sergio gained 4 places. Yuki gained 6, which is insane. Yeah, honestly crazy. Why he got driver of the day? He got 3. He lost a lot. And he lost only 2. He lost 4. He lost 8. 8, which is crazy. Yeah. So, pretty great race. This is going to be really good for our team. Really good for the constructor. You can see constructor standing. So I'm 13 points behind Max, which is crazy. 93 in P. Yeah. Yuki now has 19 points, which is a lot better than we had last time, and actually puts us only 2 points ahead of Ferrari still, which is not great. But that's okay, because we're really looking at this, which is going to be a little bit more, about 30 more, so we realistically should be 4th, but what are you gonna do? Yeah, that was the Belgium, aka the German Grand Prix. Very fun race.